So I just created this dope website with Wix. Let me show you how I did it. First up, go to wix.com. Now this is what
Hello, ladies. And I hope you guys can hear me. I know I say that all the time. But yes, my entire house is gray, but I got tired of the same background in my office. So I'll wait a little bit longer for a person or two to come in. I hope you guys had a great holiday on yesterday and a great day today. 30 more seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. This is Shy, owner of Healing for Her LLC. Instagram at healing4her_shy. And website www.healingforherllc.com. So a lot of information that I want to get out of the way in the beginning before we pick up on our part two, and then just touch on some information that I was reading today. So we will have a special guest next week. It didn't work out today, but we keep pushing, right? All right. So the first thing that I wanted to, hey Danielle, the first thing that I want to talk about, I posted, I think it was, I don't know when, but it was this week. I made a post about me starting a private group on Facebook, and I am going back and forth between 3 or 4 names, and I would like you guys' help to pick the name. So one of the names is Moving Her. The other name is I Am Her, which I'm leaning towards that. Another name is Moving Her to Purpose. And the last one is Her Strength. So Moving Her, I Am Her, Moving Her to Purpose, and Her Strength. So if you guys could, whether you text me directly, put it in the comments, but I do want your input on the private group. That group is solely for paid members. So in that group, you would get specific live videos, a consistency in the quick tips that I do, and then pretty much unlimited access to ask questions or discuss in more detail the stuff that we do in the group. So it's $20 up until August 18th. After that, it's $30 a month. You can cancel at any time. So some of my content on my page would be minimized, and then all of that content would actually be in the group. So I know. That's what I like the I Am Her. And then speaking of changing, so I started off Monday Madness. You know, Mondays are chaotic and all of that. But what I realize is as we're getting tools to help us move to the next place, we don't want to still call it something that it's not, you know? So for Mondays, and y'all been with me in the beginning, so I'm trying to, as you do stuff, you figure out, what's gonna work and what you may need to change or tweak. So for Mondays, since it's pretty much sharing and getting input and, a conversation, I was thinking of calling Mondays Heart to Heart Mondays. And that way we can just share and open up and have that platform. So if you see a new post and it's saying Heart to Heart Mondays, that's replacing the Monday Madness. Since we're learning, we're growing, we're equipping ourselves and becoming stronger. So I do have a couple more t-shirts available, and I am completing some orders that were made. So since you guys are liking the I Am Her, you'll be happy to know that the one event that I'm doing, meaning, actual event, it'll be my thing that I'm hosting in all of that. It is a conference for women and young ladies. So that conference, that's going to be my one event that I actually do as an event. You come and all of that. Other things will be, workshops and things of that nature. And then, of course, if I'm somewhere speaking, I always let you guys know that so you guys can come. But the conference, I am working on the dates, but it is going to be early next year. And it is for women and young ladies. And as of right now, it is going to be called the I Am Her Conference. And why doesn't she just get it? So it's going to be centered around there. We're going to have the younger generation, the mid-age generation, the older generation of women. And we're just going to all come together and talk about it and heal, understand, why there's a division, and come together so that we both can help each other along on this journey. Because a lot of times we look, at our moms, aunties, or the older women be like, they don't get it, they don't understand. And then they looking at us like, no, y'all don't get it, y'all don't understand. So this is gonna be a fun, informative conference so that we can bridge that gap and walk hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder to get our healing together. So I am excited about that. And I did say today that I was going to kind of pick up on what we talked about Monday. So if you didn't watch the video from Monday Madness, name to change to Heart Mondays, but check that video out. And I'm going to pick up because I said I was going to ask you guys some questions, and I need you to let me know in the comments. Those that do this on, see this on replay, let me know in the comments or inbox me. So the question that I had, yes, I have my notebook, were, did anyone start the process to getting what it is that they lost or they desire? And what we mean by lost or desire, thank you, Victoria. I will, Sequoia. I would definitely keep you posted. And I'm gonna need some help with that conference too. So, to follow up on Monday Madness, did anyone start the process of getting what they lost or they desire? Remember, we talked about losing faith, hope, your joy, the desire you have to, either be a mentor or start a business or a group or whatever that looked like for you. Did anyone start that process? Did anyone at least take the vision from here and put it on paper? So if you guys did start that process, if you can let me know. Oh, the t-shirts, you can just text or inbox me. It's not linked yet on my website. And then I'm gonna go over the t-shirts we have, and you can always put in a order as well. So did anyone start that process of getting what it is that you lost or starting to put into place what it is that you desire? If you did, put it in the comments, let me know. Um, so I hope you guys did. I did have a couple women let me know, they started writing out their vision. They started, I was a witness of a powerful testimony on Sunday. And Sister Mimi, and she let me know, hearing your story and you being bold enough to tell it, that gave me the boldness, to tell and share my story. And when I tell y'all her story, yeah, we could have went to church off that. But I'm so excited to see that release. And that's what we talked about at the launch, that once you start telling your story, that releases other women to start telling their stories, to start sharing their stories. When we cry, tears are a release to let go what it is that we have been holding on to. Once you cry and you get all that out, you feel lighter. You feel like, help is there, help is on the way. That's the same thing when we tell our stories. We did not go through everything that we went through. We did not get hurt. We did not get cheated on. We did not get lied to. We did not get abused. We did not go through all of that stuff just to hold it in and not tell anyone. Because every day on the news, you hear stories. We all know that there's a woman that can use your story. So I hope that you guys have started to write down your visions, have started that process, because we need you. There's somebody that's waiting on you. The other question was, did you attempt to start, but you got stuck? Kind of like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like maybe I want to go back to school to get my degree in being a therapist. But at the same time, I like to help people, but I also, have a passion of dancing or something like that. So you have all this stuff that you're great at, but you just don't know where to start. So if there was anyone that you tried to start, but you just didn't know how to narrow it down, please comment and let me know that. And then the other question I had from Monday was, who genuinely wants to experience what you desire to manifest? So I daydream a lot. And it's just like, it gets to the point where it's like, man, I see this and I know I can do this and I need this to manifest. That's how I was with Healing for Her. And when I was going through some of the process, it was like, I'd be talking to Coach Joyce and I'm like, so what's the next step? Like, what are we doing? And it's good to be ready in your spirit, but still understand that some things there's a process too. So don't get frustrated so that you give up on the process. It's an old picture that's been going around on the internet. It's a guy, I think he's digging in a tunnel. And it shows the image. It shows the image of him digging. And he's right there. Like literally, if he hit the rock one more time, what he was trying to get to was on the other side. But because he had already been digging for however long, he decided to give up. So you never want to, if you need to take a break or whatever, but I always say get back on it. Never give up, because you never, just with anything in life, we never know. But don't stop when you get frustrated. Maybe reset, take a break, get some fresh thoughts, but never stop the process and give up. That is a trick. That is the trick to get us to stop going forward, to fully walk in our purpose. Just think about this. So all the shows, my guilty pleasure, I watch it for entertainment and sometimes in confusion, because I'm like, I don't enter like this with women, especially grown women. But all these shows that we watch where it's negative, the women are fighting with each other, throwing each other under the bus, talking about each other. Picture the opposite of that. If we were watching shows where these women were, starting their businesses and helping other women, if these women had issues, and concerns with their daughters, and the other women are coming to help. So you can use your gift for something positive, or you can use it for something negative. I'm just saying, don't stop. Oh, I see. Sybil says she doesn't know where to start. What I did to give you guys an example, it's part of my quick tips, which is make a list of what it is that you desire. And again, this desire I talked about, I think on a video about a place where I just had no joy. I don't know what I was doing in life or what I allowed to come in to take that away from me, but literally I was just walking around with no joy. And with life, you need to have joy. And that moment that I got it back, I promised myself that I would never lose it. So it doesn't necessarily mean, only a physical thing you desire or only a business that you desire. What do you truly desire in your heart? Are you tired of walking around incomplete? Because you got to be a whole person. All this 50-50, no, it's 100-100. I don't want half of nothing or nobody. Give me the whole 100. Yes, 100. Give me the whole thing. I don't want part of nothing. So, what I say about write the list and prioritize is make a list of what you desire and then place the list in order by priority. Some of them may have the same priority, but place the list in order by priority. And then come up with how you're going to execute how you put in an order. So just for an example, this is what I did. I put heal from last relationship, starter support group, and better quality time with my daughter. That was my list. So then when I prioritized the list, I put healing from a relationship and quality time was the same because I still need to heal. I still need to be whole. I need to be whole and available even to spend that quality time that I want with my daughter. Because if I'm so hurt, broken, I'm just not all together, then what good am I really to her? So that ended up on the same, line, if you want the same line 1 and 2. And then the third one was start a support group because I feel like I need to, heal a little bit more before I go out there and try to be supportive to other people. So once you have your list, then I can go back to my list and say, okay, when I say heal from this relationship, let me really look at that. What is that really? And what I found about myself, my first response to things was anger. So I thought. So anytime something bad happens, something frustrating happened, it would just be, yes, write the vision and make it plain. It would anger me. But what I found out, it really wasn't anger. It was hurt. It was frustration. It was a different emotion. And then I had to look back down, just my experience, my family line, like how do we respond to stuff? And it was anger. But that anger really it's hurt. Like you hurt me, but instead of me being vulnerable enough to allow you to know that you hurt me, then I'm gonna be angry and then I'm gonna sit in that and try to figure it out. But I'm not even dealing with the correct emotion to figure it out. Do you guys get what I'm saying? When I say after I get my list and I want to prioritize and then I got it in order and then let me see how can I start tackling this list. So when I put, and this is just for an example, heal from, the last relationship, ask yourself questions. Why am I still hurt? If you are sitting in anger or bitterness, is it really that? Or are you just you're hurt and you're frustrated, not even at the person, but at yourself for allowing what happened to happen? Because when we're in love, or we think we're in love, we're in emotion or deep like, whatever it is, sometimes we avoid the red flags. I'm guilty of it. We avoid the red flags. So when you start breaking down, the relationship, why am I still hurt? Am I really mad at him or I'm mad at myself because I knew better and I allowed this to happen? And you got to look at yourself in a real way. Am I really upset and hurt that the relationship is over? Or am I upset at the fact that I just now no longer have a companion? He was cool, but I really don't want to be single. So start when you're doing your list and you're trying to figure out how to accomplish that goal, you have to be in a place where you're going to be honest. You have to be in that place. And I always say that you cannot get complete healing, restoration, if you are not going to be open and honest with yourself. So that's how you tackle the list. You started to ask questions to break it down, almost like a detective. And most women, we know how to be detectives. Wink, y'all know what I'm talking about. So break the list down. And then, even going to the next one of, better quality time with my daughter. What does that look like? When I say quality time, what is that? When I come home, literally my daughter got the door open, she there ready. What does that look like? So now when I come in the house and I know on, 2 days out of the week, I'm going to do my videos. When I come in, I'm ready to give her whatever attention she needs or want, up until about, 15 to 20 minutes before I have to do what I have to do. And then, I spend time with, specific time frame with her at night. We talk to her, play, whatever. So what does that look like for you? And be realistic. Don't say every weekend I'm gonna take, the kids somewhere, and every Wednesday is gonna be movie night, and don't do that. Be realistic with what it is that you desire, so that you don't set yourself up for failure. So just to go back over it again, you make a list of the things that you desire, you want to do, you just want to move forward in. You make that list. Then you prioritize it based on however it works for you. Once you have that priority, then you go to the first one and start to break that down as far as, how do I move forward? How do I get out of this? And all of that. So I hope I'm not going too fast and that makes sense for you guys. And did anybody have any questions about anything that I just went over or said? Thank you, Mimi. I thank you for that. It's encouragement. And for those that just joined in, I had mentioned the private group that I'm going to start. That's where the bulk of my content, I'll still do it publicly, but that's where the bulk of my content. So like when I give the quick tips, where it'll be a live video speaking to that, ask whatever questions, it'll be more hands-on and interactive for the group. And I was asking, there were 4 names that I have for the group, which one is already in the lead. But I was 4 names that I was thinking about naming the group. 1 is either moving for her, 2, moving her to purpose, 3, her strength, or 4, I am her. So it'll be one of those. I'm leaning towards I am her for the private group. Mondays going forward, originally it was called Monday Madness because, Mondays are crazy. We'd be stressed and stuff like that. But I want to change the name to speak to where it is that we're at and where it is that we're going. So I'm going to change it to Heart to Heart Mondays because, those are days we share, we open up, ask questions, give advice. So that's going to be the new name. So when you see that, so I want a poll. So if you guys can either comment it, inbox it, text me, whatever, but that's what I'm looking to do for the group. And then the conference, which I am excited about. Super excited about this conference. It's a conference for women and young ladies. And it is going to be called I Am Her. And the gist of the conference is, I want to pull my notes back up. The I Am Her. And the question is, why doesn't she get it? And as I said before, as the younger ones, they look, I'm not going to say I'm old or older, but the younger sometimes look at us and be like, they don't know, they don't understand, they never been through this. And then sometimes the older ones, because, we have been around a little bit longer, We look at the young girls like we've been there and done that. So this conference is to bridge that gap, to bring the generations together, to talk about it, heal together, and all move to start the process to move together to our purpose. When we get to the place where we are actually doing the work to heal in whatever capacity that is, when you do the work to heal, you allow yourself to move forward in your purpose, but to heal, grow, and succeed in other areas of our lives. It's some areas of our lives that have the door has been closed because we closed it, or it's just closed because we're not ready. So when you heal, you may think it has nothing to do with where it is that you're going, but it actually does. We want to be whole in everything that we do, so that when we're healing, we're moving, we're pushing ourselves to be able to heal, grow, and succeed in every aspect of our lives. It is not just over here in this box, no, in every aspect of our lives. So healing is very, very, very powerful. I always tap into, what's going on in the world. And I came across, ironically, this video. I kind of talked about it at the launch when I spoke about the girls in the group home, and seeing them, some of them were prostitutes. You've seen some of them be groomed to go into prostitution and things like that. And I had also presented some statistics on the sex trafficking. So on womensnews.org, there's an actual article. It says it's called "The Truth About the Sex Trade," and there's 3 things that they listed as far as how the young girls end up in a vulnerable place to end up, either unknowingly, but getting locked into this lifestyle. Outside of the ones that are kidnapped, sold and traded for this. It's a lot going on in this world. But the first one is childhood trauma. It states one of the most common factors that leaves a girl vulnerable to sex trafficking is experiencing some form of childhood trauma, which may include physical, emotional, or sexual, domestic violence, drug or alcohol abuse, abandonment, neglect, and spending time in foster care. So I talked about a lot of that stuff, but trauma, it shows up, it manifests. It may have happened when you were a child, but it happened at 7, and then you're 10, and people trying to figure out why you're so difficult, why you seem so difficult and everything like that. Then you go into junior high, it's a whole different ballpark. So you're doing this, you're doing that. Then you go into high school where you feeling like I'm grown. And then, you get out of high school and you become a young adult. That same hurt and trauma and pain is still with you until you go through the process to heal it. And that's why I said it's a lot of women. They may be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, but deep down inside, there's still that little girl that was hurt because they don't know how to heal that pain and move forward. So I thought this article was very powerful and informative. So it talked about childhood trauma. It talked about foster care and group homes, which we know some of us have experienced that, and some of us, have, worked in that arena. And then the last thing is school. And it was specific to, minorities, and that we don't get the same help or, that other races may get. So then we become even more vulnerable and, subject to fall into these traps. Yes, girl, I worked for 17 years. She treated me, abusing me, black and was a liar. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, that is so. Oh, I'm just yesing. Yes, that is so true. That is so true, Mimi. So just think about, since there's nothing new under the sun, it's just that now this has become, this is what's going on. And, we're talking about it more. But just think about how many other women before us have experienced this and have gone through this and didn't have the tools and the resources, because a lot of stuff back then was hush hush. You don't say nothing. You close the door. You act like it didn't happen. So I said all that to say that um, your gift, your purpose, your talent, embrace your pain, embrace every heartache, embrace everything. And why I say embrace everything negative that happened to you, because it's that same stuff that you're going to use to fuel your purpose and to push you out there in it fully, and be able to speak to those people that don't have, someone to go to, or they can't go to, who's in their circle. Embrace the pain and the hurt. No longer allow it to weigh on you like it's a bad thing. Was it a traumatic experience? Yes. Was it a bad experience? Yes. But when you look back at what happened and where you came from, the kicker is you still here. So it got to be a reason why you here. You just not here just because. So you may be here with some bruises, you may be wounded, but you're not down for the count. So embrace your past, your negative thoughts. I said it at the launch that a lot of times we don't tell our stories because we're ashamed, we feel bad, we worry about what people are going to say. And sometimes we be taking up for the same people that hurt us. As I said before, and you'll hear me say it many, many, many times again, you are not responsible for how somebody showed up in your life. If somebody showed up in your life and they disrespected you, they violated you, it is not your responsibility not to tell your story, because you don't want someone to feel like you're outing them. Well, you did it. That's what you're responsible for. Start telling. Let's start telling our stories. I was looking back on some of the video clips from Saturday, and I'm listening to myself. And those that know, super private. I'm listening to the video, which I actually started to edit it. It's too big to put all of it, so I have to do it in clips. But I'm gonna start posting the video on Facebook and on Instagram. But we have to start telling our stories. We have to start going out here and getting her. Let's go get the other hers. Yes, hers with the S. Let's go get them. And if I got to tell you my story in whatever it may look like, but because I've embraced it, because I know that my story has brought me to the place that I'm now, when I talk about it, I'm not, because I've healed and I've gone through the process. When I may have tears, those are not the same tears of I'm still hurt and I'm sitting in it. I have tears because I know what it takes. I know what you can do when you go through the process. So it just becomes real. Like I was down that dark, and now I'm walking around with a halo on my head. So again, if you guys haven't started writing your list, if you need help, with where to start, what it is that you really like to do, love to do, that's what I'm here for. If you haven't already checked out my website, do that. Again, right now I have the workshop Inspire Her, which is for women. It's 20 spots for that. It's going to be August 11th at 1:30. That's giving tools her healing, evolving, and being restored. So we're gonna walk this thing out and do it the right way, so that our foundation is not solid. We gonna have a straight foundation. That's one thing we are gonna have. So, and then the other workshop is for the teenage girls, preteen from 12 to 17. The I Am Beautiful workshop. Both workshops come with I forgot the word. The supplies, all of that. They're both $37. The information is on Eventbrite. I sent out some emails last night, but I am excited. It motivates me and lets me know, it encourages me when you guys, you message me and you comment on the post and you say that you're starting on it, you're doing it. Those that need to reset, don't reset too long, but revise your plan, and that's okay. I just did that. When I started, Monday Madness is now going to be, Heart to Heart Mondays. There's always room to tweak and adjust. Just don't stop in the process. Just don't stop. There is someone that is waiting for you, and I'm here, you guys are here, and we are going to go get her. We are going to heal ourselves, and we're going to go get the next young lady and the next woman so that we can truly uplift one another and walk this thing out. We're going to move from our pain and get to our purpose. We are going to heal, grow, and succeed in every aspect of our lives. And we're going to go get it. So I hope you ladies have a great evening. The comments here, I'm going to go back through them. But you guys inspire me. You encourage me, and I appreciate it. In the comments, I'll put information on how you can get the t-shirts or order them, and the workshops. So I appreciate you guys. You have a great evening, and your girl Shy is out.